Manchester United 3, West Ham United 1. Another win for Erik ten Hag and Manchester United. Another cup quarter-final. Another this, another that. It just feels like we win all the time. I know that's mental to say, because we're not top of the league, whatever, but it just feels like we always win at the minute. What's going on?
Ten Hag can do no wrong. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he knows the winning formula. He's brought the winning formula with him. He's got the booklet, he's got the blueprint, and he's just played it into United's hands. Yeah. And we're just playing through it.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, there were certainly moments where I think we can all agree it looked a bit sketchy when we had the B team on, and Antonio had a couple of chances. We were playing against a better striker or a better team, and I think United would have gone a few more goals down. But yeah, Garnacho second half was man of the match and deservedly so. Took his goal really, really well. Look, the trophy train keeps on chewing along, man. Ten Hag off to Wembley again by the looks of things.
Choo indeed.
Yeah, choo.
The cup draw is currently taking place, and we'll get that on, and we'll go through that as well. So whoever United draw and all of the other draws, we've got it on here. Look at him, he's looking very trendy.
Alan Shearer
doing the draw.
Oh, he's smiling again after Sunday, innit? He didn't look too happy on Sunday afternoon.
He was a bit scared, wasn't he? Bless him. But we'll be giving you that, obviously, who United will be playing in the next round. Just a couple of pieces in that before we go back to the game. Sheffield United just beat Tottenham. So that's what? Arguably the third best team still in it, because City are still in it, aren't they?
Yeah.
United are still in it. Arsenal are no longer in it. Newcastle are no longer in it. Chelsea no longer in it. Liverpool no longer in it. And Tottenham now no longer in it. So it's basically, and again, I don't want to say a straight shootout because you can lose to anyone. United and City are by far the favourites for this now, aren't they? So we'll bring you that as soon as that happens. Just giving Shearer, he loves a cardigan, doesn't he, Shearer?
Who do you want?
Loves it.
That's
Who
the
do
question.
I want? Give me Grimsby.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like with a bad team at Old Trafford.
I'll take an away game.
I don't want an away game. I never want to see him play it in a way.
I think United
I love cup games at home.
Something like 9 or 10 home cup draws in a row.
That's what I want.
So the
Brighton would be a difficult game.
Grimsby, Blackburn, Brighton, Sheffield United, Fulham, Man City, Man United, and Burnley.
I'll take anyone. I'm taking anyone, even City. Let's go.
So the first ball out there is number 6, which is Manchester City.
No. I don't want that.
You just said you wanted anyone.
That's good that they're out first, because that means we've got the least chance of drawing them, because there's the most balls left.
Yeah.
If we see the ball number 7, we're playing City. And it's
number 2, Blackburn.
Number 8, Burnley.
Oh, that's company back at
Two's company.
Love that.
So it's City versus Burnley. Annoyingly, that's at the Etihad, so they're definitely going to win that. But City Burnley is the first draw there.
Man United, please.
Number
1.
7. That's Manchester United.
United.
Again.
Yes,
as
I don't care
always.
who we got. But I'm going with...
Give me that number.
Grimsby.
Hit me with Grimsby.
Fulham.
Versus number 5, Fulham.
Got it right again, yeah?
It's always at home, and it's always against Premier League opposition. So there you go. Manchester United face Fulham in the FA Cup quarter-final. I mean, you'd take that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Fulham at home.
Yeah. Can I claim that one? I did say Fulham.
You did say Fulham, but then also...
I didn't say anyone else. I said Old Trafford, Fulham.
Brighton
Let's
have got
go.
Brighton,
Grimsby at
Grimsby,
home.
Blackburn, Sheffield.
Wow.
Sheffield versus Blackburn next.
Yeah.
Not Blackburn versus Sheffield.
So yeah, Brighton versus Grimsby, Sheffield United versus Blackburn, City versus Burnley, and Manchester United versus Fulham. That is the FA Cup quarter-final draw there. Thoughts on that draw, Fulham at home?
Yeah, I think that should be, with respect to Fulham, it should be a walk in the park. I think that probably be an easier game than it was tonight against West Ham. If you look at the teams that are still left in there, you've got to think United are going back to Wembley. Unless we get City in the next round, and I still fancy our chances against them on our day.
Fulham currently 6th in the league, though, having a really good season, but a lot of that's...
Yeah.
They're not as good away from home, are they?
Look, we're at Old Trafford. We've got to be favourites to win that, and he won't play that same kind of team. I think we'll play a little bit stronger. We'll learn from this game.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure we win that. And either way, from the look of it, we have to beat City anyway. So if we get them next round, then if we beat them, we could. It's like next Euro. Remember, EFL. If we're in the final, we got Newcastle. It's like, we're going to win that. If we beat City, let's say we played City next round.
Yeah.
Not that we have one already, but if we did beat them before the finals, we'd be thinking it's pretty much odds on to win it again.
Yeah.
Like we've won it. Like it's not even like, let's get to the final and let's see what happens. It's if we beat City next round, if we get them, we're winning it.
What games have we got around that time? So it's the 17th to 19th of March. Don't we play Betis around then?
So in that time, we've got on the 16th of March, we've got Real Betis, like I said, and then we've got Brighton, which is postponed.
Which was that?
It's between the two Betis games, isn't it?
No, it's after them.
Right.
Did you say 17th to the 19th?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it goes Betis on the 9th, then it's Southampton at home on the 12th, Betis away on the 16th, and they'll be coming back from Spain to play that weekend against Fulham. Okay. And then it's Newcastle away, Brentford at home. Just an endless, absolute...
This is what happens, Joe, when you're supporting a successful Manchester United
Still
team.
Fighting on four fronts. Should we go back to this West Ham game briefly then? So obviously, we saw a rotated team, 6 changes to the game the other day, the final. Maguire and Lindelof, I thought... I mean, it's one of them where I didn't see any big mistakes, but for some reason, Antonio's threw on goal. And, you know, he missed that chance, but it felt like, they're going to have chances here. And like you said, so often last season when you see some of Maguire, Lindelof, McTominay, these sorts of players in those key areas, we have to come back from behind. You said it before the game, and it ended up happening.
Yes, it's just the characteristics of a defender who is that type of level, if you get what I mean. So if you're talking from position, let's say 6 and below, between let's say 6 and 12, is that we have them players at that kind of caliber.
Yeah.
So when that happens, you're going to come up against a player like Antonio, who's going to get chances for fun.
Yeah.
And then you have to not let it happen and not concede. And luckily enough, we didn't concede in that goal because it would have been 2.
Yeah.
That would have been 2-0 and we would have not been able to come back. But look, we made the changes early enough and we became, like I said, we were going to be the front runners again. We maintained the ball, we kept the ball and we pushed on. We got our chances and we got them back into the game. And exactly what was expected after these boys came back on. So we restored our superiority into the game by changing them players and we go on to win it.
Does it concern you at all that we have to play usually 2 of Casemiro, Rashford and Martinez to sort of control games?
As long as they stay fit, it's not going to be a problem, is it? But I think what was evidenced today, I think you mentioned at the beginning, Nathan, is that it's a good time to sort of throw these players in and give them a match to see if they are good enough to be called upon. I wouldn't want to be seeing Lindelof or Maguire starting if we're playing against Liverpool on Sunday, for example, because there is always an error in them. And I think we've said all season that the strength in depth will be a problem if and when we get injuries. Fingers crossed that doesn't seem to be happening. And when we are playing our strongest 11 or bringing on the A team or players from it, then we're going through. And mate, we're going back to Wembley again. I don't care. I'm putting it out there.
Is it semi-finals at Wembley, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is as well. Yeah.
One more.
We're definitely going to Wembley then. But the other thing I want to say though is, you don't look. Lindelof and Maguire together, not great.
Yeah.
But when Maguire's on with the rest of them, he was not too bad because you can see everyone else marshals the defence and the ball gets played and then we have more control of the ball. He doesn't have to do too much. Yeah. And then he can play in these games. That's why when you say, bring on Maguire and take Varane out, but don't take both of them out, you know, bring on Lindelof and take Varane out.
There was also the issue as well where we had the Lindelof, Maguire and McTominay.
Yeah.
It's too many. Because even if Lindelof and Maguire had a Casemiro in front of them, that was a little bit more bit more stability. But at the beginning of the game, I was saying that I think Garnacho is a better player coming off from the bench. I didn't think he was brilliant in the first half, but I'm glad he stayed on in the second. And man, what a talent we've got on our hands there.
Yeah, he was brilliant second half. And I don't want to make it all about Ten Hag because obviously the players are playing really well, but like he's been praised a lot for his substitutions and his substitutes coming on and winning games and scoring goals. And we saw it again today with Fred, but I think the game was already won at that point. But I think it wasn't necessarily obvious that Anthony was the right person to bring off over Garnacho because at that point, I think Anthony was having a better second half, the first 5-10 minutes. Yeah. But the choice of keeping Garnacho on ended up winning United that game. And I know that it's hard to give someone credit for not doing something, but he could have easily taken Garnacho off. We were sort of saying Anthony Garnacho. It was one of them. It was a
nobody would have judged him had he taken Garnacho
off. But he
he
picked the right move. Yeah. He went the right way with it. And as the game got more stretched, Garnacho's directness and speed and willingness to get in behind really helped us win that game. So You got to give Ten Hag credit by
I thought Malacia had a
going
good
for the right
game.
person there.
I thought Malacia had a good game as well, especially if they know down that left hand side playing alongside Garnacho. But you're right, Joe, in terms of like it's them calls, isn't it? And that sort of cuts the managers from being a good manager to a great manager.
Yeah.
So this is the thing when you have the players behind you that can get you the ball with quality that quickly.
Yeah.
He knew that getting the ball out to Garnacho early, quick, with quality is going to happen because these other boys are on. Now, when the other boys wasn't on, we couldn't get the ball to them that quickly, apart from the first 5-10 minutes, which we saw. But then after that, it was like 50 minutes of nothing. And he's getting the ball late and he can't really do anything. And that's what you cry out for as an attacking player. You want the ball fast and early. And what did you say when Casemiro comes on? Yeah. First touch, bang. First touch, bang. Yeah. Right out there to him, right to his feet. Don't have to stretch. And now you're one-on-one with your man. Like often. And now you're in a groove. And that's why it was looking so good.
This show is sponsored. We've got Last Fan Standing podcast with Adam McCall, and they were talking about who they think has got a better chance of winning the league next out of United and Liverpool. Now, Liverpool have won tonight. We'll get into Last Fan Standing in just a second. But who do you think's got a better chance of winning the league first?
Really?
Yeah.
Man United.
Do you think?
Yeah, 100%. Even with taking my bias off, I just think we've got a better manager on form. Klopp's had his day, I think. Liverpool just seems to be... I've got a lot of problems. They seem to be, not the team that they were a couple of years ago. And Manchester United star is in the ascendancy. We're back, man.
I'll ask you the same question in just a second. Before that, let's hear from the Last Fan Standing podcast.
Boovy, who wins the league next? Man United or Liverpool? I get that some other teams might win it, but who wins the league first between these two teams from this position?
My gut is Liverpool could win it in the next 3 years more likely than Man United, because I still think Man United need 5 or 6 players of world-class ability to get there. I think Liverpool, they need a couple of players, and then they've got the system with Jurgen Klopp. You can't buy a manager with the experience and the quality of Jurgen Klopp. You can't. There's no one out there on the market. You can't go and buy that. Now, Man United can throw 500 million quid at it like they've done in the last 3 or 4 years. It takes the manager to across a 38-game window to get a Premier League title. Klopp's done it. It's a big ask for Ten Hag to do it against City, against maybe a Chelsea in the next 3 years were to click, for example, Newcastle. I'd back Klopp ahead of those sides, ahead of Ten Hag.
So as you can see there from Adam McCullough's reaction, if nothing else, that Boovy's talking absolute shit. And I think, Nathan, what do you think first? Obviously, I think the obvious answer would be Liverpool because of where they've been over the last few years. But it seems like this is happening at the minute, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think Liverpool they've lost too many vital players. Yeah. I think Wijnaldum leaving, then Mane leaving, then Van Dijk getting a big injury and coming back not being the same. Yeah. And then the midfield getting a little bit older. It's not just 1 or 2 players anymore. No. You need a lot more players now to make it happen. And then they've replaced the attacking players with less potent players. Yeah. So they're less efficient. So they don't just score 1 every 2. They'll score 1 every 5 now. Yeah. And they'll be conceding at the back. So United right now, we look solid defensively. We look solid through the middle. Yeah. And we look like Rashford's going to absolutely score every time he plays. And then if we get another striker, we're ready to go and try and go for the title. Yeah. If we can do it now, because this close, imagine having a Harry Kane or Osimhen, someone like that in this side who will score goals for fun, 20 plus goals more. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. United are closer than Liverpool right this moment.
Feels like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. We need 1 player. From my mind, if we have a Kane, we're ready.
Yeah, we look like we're building on a blueprint, whereas Liverpool seem to be assigned to restructure a ruin. Yeah, I think that's what it looks like.
Make sure you check out Last Fan Standing there, the full podcast. The link to that is in the description. And get in the comments, let them know that Stretford Paddock sent you, and tell Boovy that he's making... basically, he's talking shit, isn't he? Let's be honest. Thank you, Witterbird, who's given 20 gifted Paddock memberships in the chat. So thank you very much for that. The link to that podcast is also in the comments as well. So head over there after this and let them know that we sent you. Got a few super chats. Vinay says, after they scored, not for a second did I get nervous. Exactly. We are so good now. I'll be honest, I wish I could claim to be as confident as that. 76 minutes in, I thought we were going to lose this. But luckily, we just have we've just got something, haven't we? We've got. Here's a question I've got for you, Nathan, because obviously you have been a professional footballer for a long time, and I don't know the ins and outs of these things. My worry is, as someone that is just sort of looking at this team and the way that things have gone over the last few seasons, and the way you've seen Liverpool have peaks and troughs and go ups and downs, is that all these games we're playing, I don't feel like they're going to hurt us as much this season, but I'm worried they might hurt us next season when we've not. It just feels like we'll get through this season just on momentum and excitement and new manager. But do you think there's a chance that next season we could start slowly, or we could see a bit of an almost a delay in that fatigue because we could play 69 games this season, United, if we get to all the cup finals? And my worry there would be that next year we're actually further away from the league title because everyone's just played 50 games each the year before. Do you think that's a concern, or do you think pre-season will be fine?
I think I wouldn't be concerned. I would be concerned if we didn't get time off at the end of the season. Yeah. Like if there was no time off, like you normally got.
If there's a World Cup or whatever.
Yeah. So if you've got 2 weeks off, like you're not allowed to do much. You have to really wind down. You can only play tennis and swim and stuff, and then you get back into it because you lose your fitness in 2 weeks. So if the players are allowed that time, I think we'll be fine. It's when you just continue. That's where you can then get injuries, and you're carrying on for 2 years. Like you can't really do that.
Right.
But yeah, I think we'll be fine.
That's good. That's good to know, because that was my worry. But luckily as well, there's no tournament this summer.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. Everyone gets hopefully a month off or whatever it may be before we start coming back. Zem Music says, I don't care what it takes. Sign Ten Hag for as long as he wants to be here. Man is a genius. Here's the thing. I would. Even as no matter how good someone is, never give a manager a 6-7 year contract. Never. Yeah. Because you always want them to have something in the back of their mind that goes, I've got to keep this up or I'm off. Yeah. As soon as someone absolutely Alan Pardew's at Newcastle and goes, this is my club. 18 months later he's sacked. And it happened with Jose, it happened with Ole. Like, I know they weren't big long contracts.
The same with players as well, though, isn't
it? 6 months after they've signed a new deal, they're out. And it happens all the time, because I just think you need just something where you go, if I step off this platform, even though it's great up here, it's a 50-foot drop there. Yeah. If you go, it's all cushions and feathers. Yeah. You've got a bigger chance, I think, to take her off the ball. Tim Sim says this is where it will get tough. With the remaining competitions we are in, but full of confidence with what Ten Hag can do. At least we are in one FA Cup win away from another Wembley trip. Lauren Rose says it's nice not to worry too much when we go behind. 4 games, 4 competitions, 4 wins. We're doing so well. Funny that we might do what Liverpool didn't. Well, imagine we won. I can't do it. I can imagine us winning the FA Cup because
and the Europa. No,
I could imagine that.
That's free.
See, the FA Cup and the Europa League in a one-off game, I don't think there's anyone better than United, or there's anyone that's definitely better. We could lose to anyone. We could lose to Fulham, but I think we're too far behind in the league now.
Yeah,
it's gone a bit season. Far. Yeah, but it's 2 games now behind, isn't it? Or is it? We got 1 in hand now, but it's 11 points.
Yeah,
because they won tonight, didn't they?
Yeah, so we've got the 1 game in hand now, but 11 points behind. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's a bit too far.
Yeah.
Now, if City go and beat them, and then they lose a game that's unexpected, and then we're able to still win our games, then it's a bit different. But right now, it's back to we need to win loads of games now. We need to not lose any games whatsoever and just hope they lose at least 2.
Huge game on Sunday, isn't it? Because I don't think there's too many games coming up that we'd expect we might drop points.
Yeah, this is the one.
I know we're confident that we could get. We could stay unbeaten to the end of the season. Sunday's probably the biggest test of that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And El says trophies are one off the back of scruffy wins. It was definitely scruffy tonight.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. Anthony says, "I'm glad Shaw was rested." I think he was
injured. He might have picked up a little bit of
injury,
a small little something, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought Fred as well, and he's played.
He came on. Rashford the same. He's hit and miss for the cup final, and then he plays that. Comes on tonight. But yeah, it's just a nice time to be a Man United fan, isn't it? Another win.
Great time, mate.
Another competition that we're sort of, in with a decent shout here. With only City really is the one where you look at and you go, this is this exact same situation we were in the quarter final of the League Cup, where City had to play Newcastle.
Yep.
Southampton. Sorry. And Newcastle had to play Forest, and we're like, right, it's going to be City in the final. And Southampton beat them. So there's still a chance.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm nervous now. I'm nervous. Right. That's going to be all from us. Again, check out Nathan and his channel on YouTube. Check out Scotty and Motti as well. This has been the Stretford Paddock review. Manchester United 3, West Ham 1. Is it bad that I've got a giddy nervousness at how good Man United are at the minute? I can't accept the fact that we might be like proper again because it's too scary. I've been burned too many times. I've had too many second place finishes that ended with 6th place finishes the season after. I need to take baby steps towards being confident, but I'm definitely taking them. It's nice, isn't it?
Come in the water, Joe. Dream with us. Dream alongside us. It's lovely in here.
I'll watch from the shore for another minute.
This is different, mate. This is different. This is football.
You're
seeing the football you're seeing. It's not just results. It's football.
It's proper, isn't it?
It's proper football.
Oh my God, it feels proper, everyone. Just be calm. If anyone asks you, we're not getting carried away, but we also sort of are getting carried away. Manchester United 3, West Ham United 1, another cup quarter-final.
We're not getting carried away.
We're not getting carried away. We're in the final. No, we're not. Another quarter-final. Right, I'm just going to end this before I say anything else stupid. Hit subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you in a bit.